Cheers. Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles, touchdown! Sixers, and Flyers. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station. This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app. Now, live from the Matt Black Kia Studios. Here's Josh Hennig.
Josh Hennig here on Game Night, 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. Glad to have you guys on board the show today. It's Eagles game day. Yes, Eagles are back in action tonight. Monday Night Football in Kansas City against the Chiefs. And I confirm, as of this moment in time, it looks like it is not going to be a bad weather game. And I'll get into why I'm looking for that in just a bit. This hour is just you and me, folks. 609-403-0973. That is the text board. Your DMs into the 973 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. I'm going to give you my keys to the Eagles game this hour, plus give you some of my thoughts on the football weekend. But I will start with the comment I just made at the top of the show. I looked over the television. Scott Van Pelt is dry. There's no rain right now out there. And the reason I bring it up is because there was supposed to be a 79% chance of rain right now. Right now, there's a weather system passing over the Kansas City, Missouri area that should be dropping any minute. And what's significant about that is you have a game with two of the best quarterbacks in the league, some of the best pass rushers in the NFL, some of the best pass catchers in the NFL. And so I asked the question, if it does rain, how does that impact this game? And the way I think it impacts the game is I think it will be not as high scoring. The reason why I have been holding on to this idea of the game going under the total score is because of the reality that I still think that there is a chance that the weather impacts the play on the field. Now, with that being put aside, whether it rains or doesn't, there is still a formula for Philadelphia to win this game. Whether it rains or not, there is still a tried and true formula for Philadelphia to take advantage of Kansas City. Look, by the numbers, Kansas City is one of the best defenses in the NFL. But there is something that they are not great at. They are not great at stopping the run. This is their great heel. Their great weakness is the reality that the Kansas City Chiefs are not a great running team, a run defensive team. Philadelphia will have Cam Jurgens back for the game tonight. Will Philadelphia get back to the run game tonight? Because if they do, they have a chance to win this game on two different fronts. They have a chance to win the game by playing keep away from Patrick Mahomes and giving themselves more time on the field and more opportunity to score. And also what you do is when you run the ball, now you're forcing the Chiefs to play your brand of football. Because I said this earlier on the Sports Bash, with Mike Gill and Ryan Rothstein and Danny Ryan here on 97.3 ESPN. I told the guys a couple hours ago, I said, my biggest concern coming into this game has been for 2 weeks now, you're giving Andy Reid all this time. You're giving Andy all this real estate. You're giving Andy Reid 15 days to prepare. You got to show something that has not been seen before. You got to show, you have to show the Chiefs something different, offensively and defensively. Offensively, it starts with Cam Jurgens back in the lineup. If you run the ball, if you commit to running the ball, you will be already in the driver's seat to win the game. Because again, it's more than just the fact the Chiefs are not a great run defense. 17th in the NFL in rushing yards allowed. It's the fact that you are talking about a football team that literally wins many of their games because of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. And they want to be aggressive on offense. It's a well-known fact. I'm not reporting anything special. It's not rocket science. So if you want to be aggressive, if you want to push the pace, if you want to force this game to be played on your terms, you got to start by running the ball. And number two, defensively, you got to show something that Kansas City is not expecting. Now, I don't know what explicitly that is. Maybe it's a different type of stunt on defense. Maybe it's a different area they're bringing the blitz from. Maybe it's a different coverage layout where instead of having your traditional, man or zone defense, maybe go something with like a hybrid. There are ways of working around this that just make Kansas City think a little more. Give them a little extra something to be like, wait a minute, what was that? Because when you give another team something they haven't seen before, it forces them to have to make changes on the fly. For example, I've been telling you guys for weeks here on 97.3 ESPN, Josh Hennig hanging out with you on a Monday night, counting down to Eagles Chiefs tonight on 97.3 ESPN. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick on the call starting at 8 p.m. I've been saying for weeks, I would love to see a game where Philadelphia has a 3-receiver set. The 2 outside receivers are Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, and the slot receiver is Devontae Smith. I think Devontae Smith could destroy the Chiefs if he was put in the slot. They don't have a nickel corner who is going to consistently be able to keep up with a guy like Smith. I think Smith, if they came out with that formation, now you're forcing Kansas City to adjust on the fly. And then how long does it take them to make said adjustments? Look, Kansas City does not want you to do anything that will force them to adjust. The Chiefs have 2 very good corners on the outside, McDuffie and Snead. But neither of those guys are going to follow Devonta Smith consistently into the slot. So now you are asking somebody else, Watson, Williams, Jones, whoever it may be, you're asking one of those guys now to deal with Smith. And I think that could be a major adjustment that would change the course of the game. Now, again, these are my recommendations. We don't actually know what Philadelphia is going to do, but what I will promise you what they're going to do, if Philadelphia comes out with the same predictable stuff that they have in past weeks, the Chiefs are going to eat you alive. You cannot let coaches like Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo have 15 days to scout you. And if you don't make adjustments, that's on you. That's not on anybody else. So for me, I look at a game like this as an opportunity to show another side of this Eagles offense and defense. Because we know what Kansas City brings to the table. The Chiefs are an organization that does an excellent job at preparing for game day. And then Andy Reid is one of the best at knowing when to make adjustments to things people do. We saw him do it in the Super Bowl. We saw him do it for years in Philadelphia. We know what this guy is capable of. Do not give Andy Reid a leg up in this game. To me, it's one of the biggest stories of this game tonight. Will Philadelphia come in here with the same old offense and defense, or is there any possibility for a variable? (609-403-0973). That's the text board. Also, your DMs into 973 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank. Seattle. Jeff in Ocean City chimes in on the text board. Says, hey, Josh, I'm feeling confident the Eagles will win tonight. What is your favorite player prop tonight? Well, I mean, I gave out I think Devonta Smith plus, 245, I believe it is, to score a touchdown. Let me double check what the prop numbers are, but I do like that as an option. I think that there's a couple of ways you can go with this game, right? And again, pick your sportsbook gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, I'm not here to promote a specific sports book, but I will say that if you go to different books, I'm sure you're gonna get different numbers. What I'm about to tell you. The reason why I like Devonta Smith to score a touchdown is because I think Smith will get to be the forgotten man. I think there is a chance that he is a little overlooked and that he gets forgotten about. So I know that Smith is okay. He's 230 at FanDuel. He's 245 at DraftKings. He's plus 225 at Caesar Sportsbook. So depending on what sportsbook you want to use, there's a couple of different value options there. That's one player prop I do like. Another player prop I like is when you look at the receiving yard numbers, I tend to like the over. I think DeAndre Swift might get involved in this. If the Eagles are serious about changing things up, DeAndre Swift over 17.5 receiving yards seems like a very doable number. And then finally, for total receptions, I do like Travis Kelce over 7.5. I know it's plus value, but the reason why is because I don't think Kelce is going to have a monster receiving game in terms of yards, but he definitely will get targeted 10 to 15 times as they try to force the ball into him, because the rest of the receivers for the Chiefs are underwhelming. Rashee Rice, Valdez-Scantling, all those guys, they're not great receivers. They brought back McCall Hardman to try to reignite the offense, and it hasn't worked out very well for him. So if you're going to go player prop, those are some of the ones that stand out to me for the game. We'll get more text on the other side. Of course, we got Tom and Margate. He chimed in a little bit earlier, and also your DMs into the 973 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. I'm Josh Hennick hanging out with you on a Monday night, just you and me getting ready for Eagles football. You guys let me know. By the way, the rain is starting to come down now in Kansas City. You guys let me know how you feel about the game tonight. What are your thoughts? What is your pick? What are your keys to the game? Let's talk about it. coming up here on 97.3 ESPN FM and 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's week 11, and the Eagles head to KC for a Super Bowl rematch with the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
Mahomes is back. He's stepping up. He's hit. They sacked him. They got him. It's Josh Sweat.
Eagles radio network coverage begins at 7. Maryland Mike call all the action starting at 8:15. This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station. Brought to you by
Jenkins Plumbing and Heating at jenkinsandsons.com. Piccalilli Inn. Nobody beats the Piccalilli, Route 206 in Chemung. Frank Vincent Windows, Roofing, Siding, and Doors make your home look new again. BMW of Atlantic City. Shop our complete inventory online at bmwatlanticcity.com. Ocean Casino. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. And First Bank of Sea Isle.
97.3 ESPN FM is your official home in South Jersey for Eagles football.
Oh, yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
If you're currently stuck in a loan or lease, AJ the Trademan can get you released. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
It's here. Black Friday week is live at Target. Save up to 50% on select tech and video games. Plus, save up to 40% on select small appliances, up to 45% on floor care, and so much more. And get free shipping when you spend $35 or use your red card at Target.com. Hurry! These Black Friday deals end Saturday. Get low prices and great Black Friday deals. Only at Target. Exclusions apply.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card to dine like a rock star at Gin Ricky's, the Roy Social Hall, and Wild Honey Barbecue for just $25. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. Let the fun be gin.
Get this great deal starting Friday at 9 a.m. at seizethedeal.com.
Seize the deal.
O'Reilly. Protect your engine better with Syntec full synthetic high mileage motor oil. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec high mileage is formulated for today's engines with over 75,000 miles. Now get 5 quarts of Syntec high mileage and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $34.99. Limits apply. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Pro football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season, so he does 2 things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing,
2 things at once,
or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
2 things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Raceway Kia, you always finish first. How do we make sure you finish first this November? With Black Friday all month long. Finish first with up to $1,000 Amex gift card with select purchases. Or with 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 90 days. And right now, buy a 2023 Kia Forte LXS for under $20,000. Stop by Raceway Kia today or visit online at racewaykia.com. Unapproved credit with KMF excludes tax, title, license, and fees. See dealer for details. Offer ends 11/30/23.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Save up to $900 on select laundry sets with Black Friday savings, including top brands like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The Xfinity Mobile Black Friday sale is on now. Learn how to get a free line of mobile for 2 years with Xfinity Fast Internet and up to $800 off an eligible 5G phone. Visit Xfinity.com/Black Friday sale. Ends 12/5. Restrictions apply. Actual internet speeds vary. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
Powered by the all-new BetParks New Jersey Casino and Sportsbook app. BetParks.com. This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Eagles versus Chiefs on Monday Night Football. I'm Danny Ryan with your South Jersey Sports Center. Your 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles face the reigning champion 7-2 Kansas City Chiefs tonight on Monday Night Football. Hear all the action right here on 97.3 ESPN. Pre-game coverage starts at 7. Maryland might have the call at 8:15. The Sixers dominated the Nets in Brooklyn yesterday, winning 121-99. Next up, the 76ers travel home for an in-season tournament matchup with the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow night. Listen live on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage starts at 7:30. The Flyers beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-2 yesterday, extending their winning streak to 5 games. Next up, the Flyers face the Islanders Wednesday on the road. Hear all the action live on Rock 104.1. Coverage starts at 7:30. For more Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, and Flyers, download our free mobile app. Your forecast is next.
Rent, mortgage, car payments, life, it all adds up. So New Jersey is providing property tax relief to make New Jersey more affordable. Up to $1,750 for homeowners and up to $700 for renters. That's real New Jersey property tax relief to use for the things you need most. Apply for your renter or homeowner tax relief at anchor.nj.gov. Again, visit anchor.nj.gov to apply today.
Good afternoon. With your South Jersey weather forecast, I'm Joe Kelly. It certainly feels like fall around here, doesn't it? We're looking at cloudy sky tonight and cold temperatures, a low of 34. Tomorrow, cloudy, good chance of some rain developing in the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow's high 52. We could see some heavy rain tomorrow night and on into Wednesday morning. As of right now, your Thanksgiving Day outlook, sunshine with a high temperature around 50. That's your South Jersey weather forecast. I'm Joe Kelly.
Love a free second chance to win money? Well, the green ball is back on Jersey Catch 5 from the New Jersey Lottery. When the green ball is drawn, players get a free second drawing and the chance to win up to $100,000. Play today. This only lasts until December 3rd. Restrictions apply.
You're listening to Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
We'll get back to text board in just a moment. 609-403-0973. Your DMs into the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank. And see how Eagles football tonight. Colors begins at 7 o'clock. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick on the call. Here you're home for the Eagles in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. And to draw a little connective thread for a moment here before I get back to the messages. I'm not the person who's going to get up here and say that I think the Eagles are going to win no matter what, okay? You know, I know that there is a tendency by people in my business, in my position, to want to pick the Eagles all the time, you know, to appease the fans, but I can't do that to you guys. I can't get on this microphone and lie to people, right? And I got to be honest, this is the game I circled back in August that I thought they could lose. And nothing has been said or done today or this weekend that has changed my mind. There is nobody who has changed my mind on the idea that the Eagles could lose this game. Kansas City is one of the best home field advantages in all of the NFL. And it's because of places like Philadelphia and Kansas City and Green Bay and Pittsburgh and Cleveland. It's because of all of those locations that we as football fans need a neutral site for the Super Bowl every year. This isn't like the NBA where home court advantage is, it's a shoulder shrug. This is completely different. And for me, I look at a game like this and I see a situation where how does the Kansas City fans impact this game? We're already seeing that it's raining a little bit down there. Well, the Chiefs know they feel better than the Eagles do. The Chiefs know this environment better than the Eagles do. Got people out there in their rain jackets and their ponchos and everything. That was funny. On television, the Eagle fan tried to get on a shot with the Kansas City Chiefs fans, and they shoved them off the picture. But listen, that's the environment we're talking about right now. You know, we're talking about people. They're already lathered up. You don't think this fan is going to be crazy tonight? Of course it is. I think that you are going to see a wild, frantic fan base that has been looking for the Chiefs to come out there and have a game. We talk about here on 97.3 ESPN about the Eagles when they have away trips, right? When they're gone for a few weeks, how that impacts the team, how that impacts, how the fans show up for a game. Well, look at the team of the Chiefs. They're coming off a bye week as well. And before that bye week, they weren't even in America. They were in Germany. And before that game, they played at Mile High Stadium. The Chiefs haven't had a home game in a literal month. It was October 22nd. Their win over the Chargers. Since then, they had the game they lost to the Broncos in Denver, and then the game they won over the Dolphins in Frankfurt, Germany. You don't think these Chief fans are coming out tonight about like a bunch of crazed animals looking for something, looking for a big game, looking for a big moment? Of course they're looking for that, okay? There is no doubt in my mind that the Eagles are going to have to bite the bullet and do their best to deal with this crowd noise. All right, over on the text board at 609-403-0973, George in Summers Point chimes in. Says, hey, Josh, who is the one player on the Eagles offense or defense that has to have a great game for the Eagles to win tonight? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, George in Summers Point. George, I think that there's two sides to that question, okay? I think that for Philadelphia, offensively, the guy who I think needs to have a big game tonight is DeAndre Swift. I think if Swift has a big game and he runs the ball and they give him, 20 to 25 touches at least between receiving and running the ball, I think that would be a huge benefit if Philadelphia wins. They're not winning if they don't run the ball, in my opinion. It's going to be very, very hard. Defensively, the guy who has the big game, the guy who has the big game is Hassan Reddick. Reddick is one of the best pass rushers in all of the NFL. The dude is a stud. You need guys like him and Josh Sweat to actually get to the quarterback this time. One of the biggest problems that happened in the Super Bowl was the fact that your pass rushers didn't get there. Now, you want to blame the field, you want to blame John Gannon, you want to blame the players, you want to blame all the above. I'm good with it, but just know, and we all know, if we're being honest, that was a huge, huge factor in that game. Huge factor in that game with pass rush not getting there. So, I look at Reddick, I look at Sweat, and I say if those guys have a big game, then I think that the Eagles can win this game. If DeAndre Swift has a big game, I think the Eagles win the game. But the question is, will Philadelphia run the ball? Will Sean Desai call the right chess moves to counter what the Chiefs and Andy Reid and Matt Nagy are doing? Jamie and Kate May chimes in at 609-403-0973. Says, Josh, I wish I had you with the Eagles offensive play call and completely agree with you. Need Julio involved to open up the slot for Smith. Go Birds. It's from Jamie and Kate May. Jamie, yeah, and it's not because I'm trying to demote Devontae Smith, okay? The NFL has shown us that there is a large group of players who have had incredible success as a slot receiver. The Wes Welkers and the Julian Edelmans of the world. Larry Fitzgerald moved to the slot at the end of his career, and he had some really good years to wrap up his career. You look at the fact that guys like Travis Kelce and Antonio Gates, they function more as a slot receiver than they actually do as a tight end. When you really watch the game and break it down, it's something that a lot of former players have explained to me over the years. Guys who, you hear the guys like the Brian Baldingers of the world, or, Dave Clem, who comes on here, 97.3 ESPN. These guys who break down the tape like Emery Hunt from Football Game Plan, Greg Cosell. What they describe is that these tight ends function as almost like slot receivers. So, whether it's a tight end, whether it is an actual receiver, there's a lot of people who have success in the slot and put up big numbers. And I'm not saying that is going to be the only way that it's not going to be the only way that Devonta Smith is able to score and be productive. But it's understanding that, look, guys like Chris Godwin, guys like Tyler Lockett, even they let Deebo Samuel in the slot. Remember back in the day, Wayne Corbett was an elite slot receiver. There are tons of players who have shown the ability to have success in the slot. And I think that why not put Devonta Smith in that situation? And now what you're doing is you're putting Julio Jones on the outside against these younger cornerbacks, the Sneeds and the McDuffies. And you are not going to be able to manhandle Julio Jones if you're those guys. Those guys are going to have a ton of problems with Julio because those guys are going to battle him at the line as he breaks off for a route. He's going to shove him off of him because Julio Jones is a powerful man. That dude, it can get physical with the best of them. And so for me, that's part of the reason why I'm doing that. And I would love to see Devonta Smith have the chance to manipulate a defense to, take advantage of what is put in front of him a little more, function in a bit of a different capacity. And in an offense where there is no Dallas Goedert tonight, you don't have Goedert for a few weeks. So what do you do with that? Well, you got to take advantage of Kansas City. And that's why I said, to me, putting Smith in the slot is showing Kansas City something different. So often you got to give the other team, unless you are a team like the Eagles in the past who said, we're going to run the ball until you can stop us. When it comes to passing the ball, it's a lot easier to slow you down if everybody knows what's coming. But if people don't know what's coming and you show them something different and you catch them by surprise, then you have a different conversation. Josh Hennick here on Game Night 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. Don't forget Game Night being brought to you by my friends at Jenkins Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Jenkins & Sons, one call does it all. 609-641-6440. Is your home system ready for the change of fall to winter? Listen, the weather keeps changing. It gets warm, it gets cold, it gets warm, it gets cold. And you may think you're getting away with your system right now. But listen, are you really sure that your system is ready? Well, if you need to get your system a checkup, you need some repairs done, or you think you maybe need your system replaced, just call Jenkins a call. 609-641-6440 and find out how Jenkins can help you save money on your utility bills. Visit them online at jenkinsandsons.com. I'll get back to text in just a bit. 609-403-0973. Your DMs into 973 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. A couple takeaways from the weekend I wanted to hit on because I didn't want to ignore the fact there was football this weekend, not just the Eagles playing tonight. I got to tell you guys, I don't know what on earth I saw in that Giants-Washington game yesterday, but it's an incredible example of how much we think we know. We don't know everything. There was no scenario where I expected the Giants to handle Washington in Washington. Tommy DeVito looked like an NFL quarterback. He looked competent. He played well. And Sam Howell got chewed up. And it just has to make you wonder how much of the game yesterday was Washington playing poorly and how much of it was the Giants showing up with a perfect game plan. The Commanders had 6 turnovers in the game. And it just goes to show you how wild interdivision matchups can be. Because nobody in their right mind thought Tommy DeVito was throwing for 3 touchdowns. Nobody in their right mind thought that Washington would lose 31-19 to the Giants. Nobody. There might have been a handful of Giant fans who were saying, see, I told you, go blue. And it's like, all right, you are the guys you believe no matter what. I'm talking about the rest of us who looked at the Giants and said, man, this team's gotten destroyed by teams recently. Now they're 3-8, and they look way more respectable. And it has to make you wonder, when the Eagles have to play the Giants at the end of the season, do the Giants give the Eagles any problems like Washington did? Or is this a styles make fight situation and Washington just creates certain stylistic issues for Philadelphia? But again, the Giants beating Washington, nobody saw that coming. A couple other games that stood out to me for the weekend. The Steelers-Cleveland game, like I told you guys, the game hit the under. But I didn't think Cleveland was going to win, because I always looked at Cleveland as a team that, why are you starting this Dorian Thompson-Robinson guy? Well, Cleveland was able to survive 13-10, basically because Dorian Thompson-Robinson did not lose them the game. And Cleveland right now, with Jim Schwartz as their coordinator, I think Jim Schwartz has got to be like the assistant coach of the year. The job this dude has done with Cleveland is ridiculous. The job that he has done at getting that team to buy in is absolutely wild to me. And on the flip side, Pittsburgh needs to find a real quarterback. I think that we can all agree that Kenny Pickett has shown enough for us to question whether he should be the starting quarterback for this team ever again. And in a world where Zach Wilson just got benched for Tim Doyle and Joe Flacco just got signed, by the Cleveland Browns, in a world where we have 6 starting quarterbacks in the NFL were all injured and ended their season. Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Anthony Richardson, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, those are 4 significant names right there. And then on top of those guys, think about who else was injured this year and is donezo. Look around the NFL. There are numerous teams that could use a quarterback. In Atlanta, they're going back to Desmond Ridder because the Taylor Heineke experiment didn't work. And unless Ryan Tannehill is going to get released anytime soon, Atlanta's up creek without a paddle. And for as poorly as Carolina has been this year, and for as inconsistent that Green Bay has been, at least teams like Carolina and Green Bay, they haven't had a guy for multiple years yet. Kenny Pickett now has more than 1 year under his belt. There is more than 1 year that we can reference with him. And it's amazing to me that this organization keeps letting this dude beat them. Kenny Pickett, to me, is utterly useless as a quarterback. Dude has started 23 games. And for his career, he has 13 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. I'm out. I'm out on the Pickett experiment. And so should the Steelers. This guy's not making your football team better. He's holding you back. Check back on the text board on the other side, 609-403-0973. Shader and EHT will get to your text and more coming up here on 97.3 ESPN FM and 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Seattle.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's week 11, and the Eagles head to KC for a Super Bowl rematch with the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
Mahomes is back. He's stepping up. He's hit. They've sacked him. They got him. It's George Swift.
Eagles radio network coverage begins at 7. Merrill and Mike call all the action starting at 8:15. This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station. Brought to you by
GMS Law. Make the right call with 4 convenient locations to serve you. Boardwalk Honda. Shop our lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas online at boardwalkhonda.com. The Fan Zone at Sun Valley Pools. Unique fan gear and gifts for every fan of every team. Cape Regional Hospital. Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union. Choose better banking. And South Jersey Gas.
97.3 ESPN FM is your official home in South Jersey for Eagles football.
Come to Springfield Mitsubishi Atlantic City in Pleasantville for unbeatable deals or visit online at SpringfieldMitsubishiAC.com. Visit them today and experience the sure way to buy a car.
Amazon's got the best deals on Black Friday. The best deal on Cyber Monday. Friday comes first when it comes to saving. Monday's worth away from what you've been craving. Deals so good it'll feel like stealing. Real cool message, could you make it less appealing? What's with the beef? You can get that too. What you call us? What's triggering you? It's Shepherd Day you're shopping on. You'll save a bunch at Amazon. Black Friday, Monday too.
Green ball! Green ball! The rumors are true. I'm back again for the New Jersey Lottery. Because players of Jersey Cash 5, they love me.
Green ball, you said you're back and better than ever. Can you explain?
When you see me in the game, that means a free second drawing and the chance to win, get this, up to $100,000.
The Green Ball is back on Jersey Cash 5 for an even bigger top prize of $100,000. Only through December 3rd.
We love you, Green Ball!
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you're somebody who knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Restrictions apply. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/JC5.
This holiday, the Home Depot is helping you get gifts that keep on giving by making sure they keep on going. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from Ryobi, Milwaukee, Rigid, DeWalt, or Makita, you get an eligible tool for free. Just pick a brand, pick a battery kit, and get a tool free. Give the gift of more doing this holiday with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid at participating stores and online. 1 per transaction. Discount taken at checkout. Full eligible tool list in store and online. Valid October 23rd, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Bank of America is the proud employer of over 210,000 teammates who go above and beyond to support their clients' financial goals. Like Emily, who helps clients create a plan to build the future they want, like a wedding, having kids, or retirement. All real achievements her clients have shared photos of. For all your financial goals, we're here to listen and help. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America NA, member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Hey, it's Mike Gill for Ambient Comfort Heating and Cooling Professionals. Isn't it amazing how teams can suddenly get hot or cold? How about your home? If you suspect your heating system may need repair, call my friends at Ambient Comfort Heating and Cooling and save $50 off any repair this month. If your system's making louder sounds, if you notice unusual cycling, or if your system is over 10 years old, it may need maintenance to keep running safely and at max efficiency. Ambient Comfort's skilled technicians are prepared to get you through the winter regardless of who originally installed your system. You may be able to reduce those increasing energy costs as well. Don't be left in the cold. When comfort matters, choose who I choose. Visit AmbientComfortNJ.com. That's AmbientComfortNJ.com or call 609-568-0955, 609-568-0955, and save $50 off your repair. Tell them Mike Gill sent you.
At Raceway Nissan, you always finish first. How do we make sure you finish first this November? With Black Friday all month long. Finish first with 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 90 days on select models. Or with up to $1,000 MX gift card with select purchases. And right now, buy a 23 Nissan Sentra for just $19,500. Stop by Raceway Nissan today or visit online at racewaynissan.nj.com. Approved credit, excludes tax, title, license, and fees. Stock number PY 292955. See dealer for details. Offer ends 12/4/23.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. Dayquil Kids Berry from Vicks. Dayquil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that Dayquil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
Dayquil Kids Berry. The kids' berrylicious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
It's Sage Jewelers' great half off everything sale going on now.
Sage Jewelers says everything in the store is on sale at half off.
That's right, 50% off their finest selection of GIA certified diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, engagement rings, top designer jewelry collections, and more.
But hurry, the sale won't last long. Sage Jewelers, the real jeweler. Tilton Road, Northfield, open every day until Christmas.
Sage Jewelers, the ultimate expression of love.
O'Reilly. See better and drive safer with new bulbs from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a better view of the road and save. Receive a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate plus 2 times old rewards points with the purchase of Sylvania Silver Star Ultra or select ZXE Twin Pack bulbs. Replace your old bulbs and see better. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, more Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, let's get back to your guys' thoughts and comments on the text board. Sharon EHC has an interesting angle on the Eagles game. We'll get to him in just a moment. By the way, it seems like it's raining on and off depending on what camera angle they're giving on television here. I keep looking up, and like some angles, it looks like that they have the studio guys, like the pregame people, like covered by a canopy, so it's hard to tell when you get to the shots of the people analyzing. But everywhere else, it looks like it's raining pretty good up there. But the reason I bring the weather is because Shader and EHC has a very different perspective on the rain situation. He says, Josh, I'm nervous about tonight, but I think the weather gave me a confidence boost. Who will run it better, or will it even matter? Go Birds from Shaner and EHD. Shaner, it's a very interesting perspective because does the rain force these teams to run the ball a little bit more? It's a great question to ask because we already know that Kansas City's defense against the run is not very good. The Eagles' defense against the run, that's a different conversation. They're number 1 in the NFL. So if the Chiefs want to run the ball, they might not be able to against Philadelphia. So if it does get into a running game because of the weather, Shaner and EHT is right. That is something where if it literally comes down to who has the better running attack, it's Philadelphia. Look, I understand Isaiah Pacheco and all his South Jersey connections, being from Vineland and also going to Rutgers for school. I think it's of no consequence here. I think that in a game like this, you have to be willing to let the game play out a certain way. And I don't think the Chiefs are a good enough run team to stop Philadelphia's defense from slowing them down. The key to the Chiefs this year has been their defense and Mahomes' magic. It has not been their running game. Statistically, the Chiefs are the 19th rushing offense in the league. 19th in rushing yards, 26th in rushing touchdowns. They're not very good. Their team has succeeded this year because of their defense and Mahomes. If you can neutralize Mahomes, like I told you guys earlier, by running the ball and trying to force them into a running game, Philadelphia definitely can win that matchup. And I think that is a very interesting point and angle by Shaner and EHT. It's a good job by him to bring that up because the Eagles have a great run defense. Now, the other thing he says, or will it matter? That's the other side of the coin. Do these teams look at this game and say, hey, man, doesn't matter? Do they look at this game and say, hey, man, you know what? We're going to pass the ball anyway. These are the questions I ask. I don't know for sure. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that if I'm coaching this game, what I would do. But that's part of the problem. And this gets back to what makes Eagle fans nervous. And I understand what Billy Schwein was arguing yesterday. Don't agree. Over 24 hours later, me and argued Billy Schwein in the locker room yesterday on 97.3 ESPN. I still don't agree. He didn't convince me. My position has not changed. My position still is, if Philadelphia is going to be in a position to win this game, they cannot let this game turn into a throwing game, because that favors Kansas City. Now you're leaning into what Kansas City does well. And the big concern that people always have with Philadelphia, people like myself, people like Dave Weinberg, who writes for our website, 973ESPN.com, whether it's someone like a Scott Grayson, whether it is a lot of people, there are still questions about Nick Sirianni and this offense, because the offense has been inconsistent. The offense has been up and down this year. And so for Philadelphia, you have to ask the question, and I mean ask this question sincerely. Do we believe Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson are going to look at that field with all the rain and look at all the numbers that say that Kansas City is not a good run defense? Are they going to look at this game and say, hey, Andy Reid is one of the best of all time coming out of a bye week? What can we do to beat this team and show them that we are not going to let them dictate the pace of this game? I'm telling you guys, if they run the ball, they win the game. But if they tell Jalen Hurts to go win them the game, they probably won't. Because Kansas City's defense is built to stop the pass. It's not built to stop the run. And the reason why a team like Kansas City has struggled with the teams they have this year is because teams like the Broncos have played keep away from Patrick Mahomes. Teams like the Denver Broncos have created an uncomfortable element for Kansas City. The key to beating the Chiefs is don't let them dictate the game. That's how the Lions beat them in week 1. That's how the Broncos beat them in week 8. It's also how the Broncos almost beat them in week 6 on Thursday Night Football, when the Chiefs struggled to get 19 points on the scoreboard. If Philadelphia comes into this game with that approach, they can win the game. At the end of the day, though, I don't have a ton of confidence that Nick Sirianni is going to have the attitude of, we are going to make adjustments. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that there's a little bit of ego with Philadelphia that says, we're 8-1. We got here by playing a certain brand of football. We're going to keep winning that way. And that's why, at least for me, I think Philadelphia loses the game tonight. I gave the score out yesterday on 97.3 ESPN, 23-20. Someone just texted in, just then run the ball. Exactly. Run the ball. I hate being that guy. By the way, Travis Kelce, his best life better than Travis Kelce. He literally interrupted the pregame show on ESPN television and took over the set and started having the guys ask him questions and interrupted their entire segment. I think the real reason why I jumped on the set is because they're not in the rain. That's waiting at. Oh my goodness. I hope that when 11 o'clock turns around, that the Eagles are winning this game. But I just got a feeling that it's either going to be a tie game or Kansas City has the lead when the clock turns 11 o'clock. I'm just telling you guys right now. Eagles, Chiefs coming up next on 97.3 ESPN. Melrose, Mike Quick on the call. Kickoff at 8 o'clock. I'm Josh Hennig. This is Game Night. I'll catch you tomorrow here on 97.3 ESPN.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com. Powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.